All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are on the air right now, digitally, because a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for part of Shelby County. I'm Chief Meteorologist John Bryant. Our entire weather team is here right now tracking storms for you. The good news for Shelby County is it does appear the tornado threat is going to be further east in North Mississippi. Can we zoom into this warning right here? By the way, this goes until 2 o'clock. It may be canceled early for Shelby County because the leading edge is now moving into eastern Shelby County. But we have had reports of 50-mile-an-hour winds near Millington. So that is, something that we need to be aware of, especially considering that power outages are more likely than usual because of our recent ice storm. So we're on here letting you know that power outages could occur. And they could occur at any time. Now, this line is moving to the east. Let's take a look, guys, and see if we have any rotation in there whatsoever, because technically we are under a tornado watch until 6 o'clock. Part of the area is anyway, and at the moment it does look like straight line winds. Straight line winds meaning winds coming out of the clouds, straight down to the ground, and then spreading out once they do hit the ground. It is different from a tornado. Tornado winds spin up like this, but straight line winds, if you've lived in the Mid-South, we all know that can create problems and it can cause damage to property. And if you're not careful, it can, be deadly if you don't be smart about it. Now, we're taking a look at the wind speeds right now. Looks like they're about 35, 40 miles an hour. I don't know exactly what level of the atmosphere this is that they're sampling, but there are some winds. We've had reports anyway, and I'm going to double check this and verify 54-mile-per-hour wind gust at Millington Airport. So that is the latest report, and this warning goes for Fayette, Hardeman, Haywood, Madison, like Trevor said, it's a big warning, Shelby and Tipton County until 2 o'clock. So all the areas in yellow. Now what Chelsea has popped on here right now is these green colors, which indicate shear or possible rotation. Winds going in different directions at different speeds at different levels in the atmosphere. And that's what this green color is here. It doesn't mean there's a tornado for sure, but it does show us where the highest winds are. And if you'll notice just south of Germantown right now, there is some red in there, and that indicates perhaps the gustiest of the winds. So Germantown, actually it's just east of Germantown now, probably near Germantown Baptist Church and Lifetime Fitness as you get closer to Collierville, come in a little bit closer. Yeah, this is east of Germantown Parkway, and there is some red in there. By the way, the yellow is the actual thunderstorm warning, just to make you aware of the different colors. And what we're looking for here is any reds embedded in this line. The good news for Memphis and Shelby County is I believe when this line passes, our threat for severe weather is greatly going to diminish and shift east. So here's Lakeland right here, Wolf Chase Mall, just east of there. This is all pushing to the east at a rapid clip. Actually, this system is a fast mover, something our entire team has been talking about all week, going back to last weekend, actually. So we have been watching this for days, and the timing has pretty much been spot on with our computer model for days in advance now. And so it really is doing a good job. Oakland, you have time to prepare, but not a lot for these damaging wind gusts. I should say also that in a situation like this, you can have a tornado develop quickly. But right now, we're not seeing that, thankfully. And as we put a track on this leading edge right here that is about to move into Fayette County, and not just Fayette, also Haywood County, there's not as much energy up here. That's the good news. But this system is so strong, and the cold front has temperatures that are so dramatic on one side or the other. That is why there is a risk of severe weather today, even without the energy. Danielle is standing by. You've got some thunderstorm safety tips that people should know about. in a situation like this.
That's right, John. This is very important because any of these thunderstorms could definitely cause a powerful punch. Thunderstorm safety tips: stay indoors and remain away from all windows. Also, charge your cell phones and have flashlights nearby, and avoid electrical equipment and plumbing. That is very, very important. Let's take a look at watch versus warning. A lot of people are a little bit confused about that. The watch: tornadoes are possible over the next several hours. You want to monitor the weather. A warning is definitely a tornado has been sighted or is about to develop. You want to seek shelter immediately when there is a tornado warning. Right now, we're just under severe thunderstorm watch and warnings. Make sure that you're paying very close attention to this weather all day long. Where should you go if there is a tornado? The first floor, interior room away from any windows. Usually the bathroom is the best place for you to go on the lower floor. So just keep that in mind as you prepare. In case there is a tornado warning, you want to go ahead and have these plans in place. I'm going to show you guys some of these slides again because you didn't get to see them. Watch versus warning. A tornado warning, that means that it has been sighted or it's about to develop, and that's when you need to seek shelter. A tornado watch is for tornadoes that are possible, and over the next several hours you need to be making sure that you need to monitor the weather, and that's what we're going through right now. Thunderstorm safety tips: stay indoors and remain away from windows, charge your cell phones and have flashlights nearby, and avoid electrical equipment and plumbing. Take a look at a TDOT camera right now because it is raining very, very hard all around the county right now. It's coming down, the winds are high. Look at there. This is TDOT at I-40 and Hollywood Road. You can see the rain coming down. It's a mess out there. The wind is literally blowing that TDOT cam all around. Ponding, expect ponding with this. If you have to get on the interstate, it's still very early. Some people might still be at work. Take your time. Water can develop very quickly on those roads. Is that a new?
It looks like they have extended the thunderstorm warning further east, I believe. Yes, there is actually a new one, Danielle, just to the north of that. And let me look here. This one goes until 2 o'clock, and let me see. It is moving. It is moving to the. All of this activity, by the way, is moving to the east, northeast at about, gosh, they say 80 miles an hour. I don't know if that's a typo or not, but if it is. If that is the case, this is going to do some wind damage, folks. This Brownsville to Humboldt storm right here. So we have two separate severe thunderstorm warnings now, and the Weather Service says this is moving at 80 miles per hour. That's about as fast as it gets. And so as we track this out for you, these are the towns involved: Bells at 140, Gadsden at 145, Three-Way at 150. Now, this is where the storm is going. These times right here, the impacts of the storm are going to be mainly gusty winds, and gusty winds that can cause damage. And what you need to know to stay safe, number one, is not go outside. Number two, why don't you call your friends, your family, any relatives that you know about, that you know are in the area anyway. The best thing to do is go to a sturdy shelter. Even though this is not a tornado warning, if this storm is moving at 80 miles per hour, it is going to cause problems for Humboldt, Trenton, even getting to Clarksburg and just outside of our viewing area. But this one is a nasty one. Can we check out the winds, guys, on that? And let's just see what pops up as the radar is looking at. The bright colors indicate really high winds. And so there is a pocket here in between Ripley and Brownsville, north of I-40, moving northeast with potentially, look at that, 54 mile per hour wind gust. In order for a thunderstorm to be severe, it has to have an inch in hail in diameter or larger, 58 mile per hour winds or higher, or a tornado. And even though there it is right there, confirmed on our radar, 58 miles per hour just north of Brownsville, that is going to do damage with trees. And of course, a good bit of the area is already under a delicate situation because of the ice storm that moved through. Now, different people had different things, so it just depends on exactly where you live. As to what you got at your house. I mean, some people got sleet and no ice. Some people got all ice and no sleet. Some people got all rain and nothing frozen. So like I said, it just depends on exactly where you live. In the booth, I'm very interested if we could pull up an MLGW outage map, because that is part of our weather story here, is power outages. And that is something that we need to watch. oftentimes when you see a lot of outages go up quickly, you know that the storm is certainly at least verifying. Sometimes these are radar indicated and they don't always verify, but we believe this one is because of the nature of the storm and actually, to be honest with you, just the situation itself. So if we could work on getting a power outage map up, that'd be great. Look at some of these rain rates also, 2 inches an hour. And that's another thing we talked about that should not be underestimated is flooding, the potential for flooding. You just don't want to be out on the roads. As far as our threat tracker is concerned, this is a tool that we have that we put in place where we can actually go and look at the worst parts of individual storms, everything combined. So it's great technology that we have. And also another thing you can do is alert your friends that we are streaming live on abc24.com. We are live and we're going to stay live as long as there is a significant threat here for the area. And keep in mind, as these storms move further east this afternoon, there's going to be a higher chance of a tornado as they move into an environment that is really more unstable and possesses greater energy. So we're talking about Marshall County. I actually believe the highest chances are going to be in North Mississippi this afternoon. And we are under a tornado watch. Part of the area is anyway until 6 o'clock. However, when this line moves out of Shelby County, I think our threat for severe weather in Shelby County anyway is going to essentially be over, but not for our counties in West Tennessee and North Mississippi. And this one is really packing a punch here north of Brownsville. Why don't we zoom on that, zoom into that and put another track, and then we'll go to Carryville after this one. But like I said, moving east at 80 miles per hour, that is fast. And some 6,500 customers in Shelby County are without power right now. We do know that sometimes these reports take a few minutes to come in. This number is likely going to go higher. So we're looking at 6,500 people without power now. And that's a map that we're going to be watching as well. Because, like I said, we had an ice storm 2 weeks ago. Now we're into severe weather mode, and these towns right here have the highest chance of winds that are going to do damage. Humboldt, 151. And by the way, these storms could produce a tornado at any point. Milan at 159, Gibson at 155, Atwood at 204, and Tresvant at 206. So that is a storm that has a lot of wind to it. Let's come back into Carryville now because it looks like that's where the strongest of the storm is as we speak. In Shelby County, it has moved east of Arlington, and down here in Carryville, that's where we have winds that could be gusting 50, 60 miles per hour right here. This is probably going to be the worst of it in Shelby County. DeSoto County, it looks like the worst is east now of South Haven, probably right near Olive Branch as we put a track here. Oakland at 137, Carryville, again, Chelsea right on it at 138, Piperton 140, Rossville at 145, and Somerville at 147. Moscow 153 and Whiteville at 155. Those are the times when you can expect the highest winds. So that's where the storm is going. High winds, main threat. What you can do is stay inside and also be on the first floor of your home, regardless of if it is a tornado warning or not. Wind damage tends to occur higher up in the structure. Also, if you live in an apartment, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go down to the lobby right now in case there is wind damage higher up on the apartment complex. That's something to think about as well to stay safe. These are just some of the things you can do. And look, we're not here to scare you unnecessarily. That is not what we do at this television station, but we do want to make you aware when there is a threat to property or your life. And it's just better to be safe than sorry, especially, look, we're going from about 72 to 27 in a matter of hours. That's a serious cold front, folks. So you know it has the potential to have some wind in it. Back to a 300-mile view, if we could do that, or just, our regular DMA view, just showing this line right here. This is the problem. Anywhere east of that line still has the threat for severe weather this afternoon. North Mississippi, this is where the highest chance of a tornado is going to be. There's more energy down there, and the ingredients are just higher for a tornado to develop. Now, is this going to be something that goes on for hours well into the night? No, it is not. This is going to be a quick move system. In fact, probably out of the area by 4 or 5 o'clock. All right, yeah, take the T-dot and let's see what that looks like right now. You can see the camera is shaking at I-40 in Hollywood. That indicates obviously some high winds. I will say this, traffic is flowing not bad. It looks like people are being smart and doing the right thing, going slow. But if you don't have to get out, we don't want you to. Let's take a look, if we could. Let's go to the other source we have links to. And Trevor has put on here some wind gust. I mean, you can see 45 miles per hour. That is, while technically not severe, believe me, it's plenty high enough to take out power considering the delicate situation that we're in after the ice storm. And some of the higher winds are going to be down here also in North Mississippi later this afternoon as the front moves through. Also, one thing you can expect is I hope you brought a jacket today if you're watching us from work, because it is, I mean, the temperature is about to fall dramatically. That's one part of the weather story. The other part, these high winds, and of course, the tornado watch that goes until 6 o'clock. I do not believe Memphis and Shelby County will be in that watch until 6 because the threat is going to be moving east. And what I do believe the National Weather Service is going to do is pull counties early, take them out of the watch once the threat has passed. Let's see. I'm going to check. Okay. Oh, the watch? Oh, cool. Can we pop that up? Because that is... Okay, Cross, Poinsett, and St. Francis have been removed. There you see it from the tornado watch. So they are already doing that. The county's in yellow. And what is the difference in a watch and a warning? A watch means conditions are favorable. A warning means that one has been sighted, confirmed, or that the radar is picking up on that. And here it is, perfectly timed. Thank you. Tornado has been sighted or is about to develop. Shelter immediately. All right, the power outages are up again. Let's go back to that. But again, a watch, meaning tornadoes are possible but haven't been sighted. The latest numbers are 6,600, over 6,600 of customers without power. Now, keep in mind, that probably means about 20,000 people. Because you know, I don't know what the exact number is as far as assuming you know, how many people are considered a customer, but you can easily double it and maybe 2.5. So that number is going up. But back to the watch and warning. The watch means tornadoes are possible over the next several hours within the areas under the watch, and you need to monitor the weather. And one of the things you can do, you're doing it right now, is have our app downloaded, ABC24. Pass that along to your friends and family and loved ones, because if you do lose power, we're going to be here with you. And this is why we tell you to charge up your portable devices, because if your cell phone goes dead and you have one of those portable batteries, again, you can watch us online right here at abc24.com and our YouTube channel as well. And of course, the website, a great tool that we can pass information along to you without having to be on TV. We can be on here anytime, online anytime. Let's go back to the radar if we could, just to get an update of what things are looking like. And again, the most concerning cell to me, unless things have changed, is this thunderstorm about to move across the Humboldt area. I mean, we're talking winds of about 60, 70 miles per hour. I mean, my goodness, the storm is moving at 80.
Thunderstorm warning for Carroll, Crockett, Gibson, Haywood, Madison. So this is about to be shaved back, the northern one.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, good news. We love good news here at ABC 24. Also, this is an area we're going to be watching carefully and closely in North Mississippi this afternoon. And if we could go back into southeast Shelby County, because look,
Down on Highway 70 in Cedar Grove, blocking one lane from law enforcement.
Okay, so we have a report of a tree down. Hey, really, look, no surprise. We all know what has occurred over the last couple of weeks. The worst part of this is in Collierville right now, and it as far as Shelby County is concerned, and it will be moving, I would say, out of the area
Oakland's looking pretty rough.
by 2 o'clock, if not before. Let's go down south a little bit farther and check out this area, maybe even put on some velocity products just to investigate. Okay, that's a straight line wind signature there, which is good. Again, less energy, the further north, that means the less threat for tornadoes.
I'm gonna turn off the box.
One could develop at any time. So just know that. I'm not saying that one can't develop, but right now, it's a good sign. Look, when red meets green, the storm is mean. So with bright red and bright green, that's what we don't want to see. And notice, this is just all green here east of that. We like seeing colors that aren't different together. Okay, take it. Yeah, here is, where is this? Okay, Kirby. Is this Kirby in 385?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see traffic is flowing smoothly. Look at folks going, I mean, I can't believe it. People are actually acting good on the roadways and driving the way they're supposed to in a situation like this if you have to be on the roads. I would not be surprised. I do not think this warning in Shelby County is going to go past 2 o'clock. Because it is in Collierville now. That's where the worst of the storm is. But it will be at least allowed to go till 2 o'clock in Fayette County, and maybe even longer, as long as this line is showing signs of winds that are 60 miles per hour or higher. Could even be up to 70 in a few spots. Already getting reports of trees down, and those will probably continue to come in. As we go back to the regular radar and see what is going on here, again, the flashing yellow box means a severe thunderstorm warning. There is not a lot of lightning in here because there's not a lot of energy, but it doesn't take much because, in fact, you can, in a situation like this, have no lightning and have a tornado. The wind dynamics are just so strong, the cold front is so strong, and the temperature difference, believe me, when you go home today, if you're working an 8 to 5 shift, and you don't have your jacket, you're going to feel it because it's going to get cold in a hurry. Down to about 27 tonight for an overnight low. After, I don't know what the high has been so far today, but I know we were well into the 60s. But this is the worst of it near Olive Branch and Collierville right now. And there could be some hail in there. Looking at these colors,
I think so.
When you see that purple, it does indicate the possibility for hail. It would be small hail, as you can see on our hail tracker right now. Nothing too crazy. Here is a sheer, not a sheer path, but a hail path.
I was going to put the Baron on for you.
Yeah, put that on. Pop it on. Let's do that. And it matches up with that color, that purple color that we were showing and talking about with hail. Again, so nothing to freak out about here, but something. What's that?
Less than 3/4 of an inch.
Perfect. Less than 3/4 of an inch. That's small hail. Large hail is considered over an inch in diameter. This is pea-size hail. If it is 3/4 of an inch, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it can still ding up your car a little bit. So if you are in Fayette County and you have a carport, you do have some time to get your car in the carport. Not a lot. Don't spend a lot of time on that. But if this increases, as it may, because now we're getting closer to prime time heating. So mid-afternoon, before sunset, we're going to see more energy build in North Mississippi, I believe. And like I said, the greatest threat of a tornado. Small hail near Collierville. This green that we're looking at right now is high winds, and winds that can be traveling in different directions at different speeds at different levels of the atmosphere. And that is what the radar is picking up on right now, just east of Oakland, now east of Collierville. So it looks like the worst is moving into Fayette County, and also east of Olive Branch now, moving into Marshall County and down to the south in Tate County as well. So that is the green that we're tracking, and that's what that means, high winds. It doesn't necessarily mean a tornado, but it does show a clearly well-defined line. and that is most likely where the damaging wind gusts are going to be, along and ahead of that line. And like I said, we're talking winds up to about 55, 60 miles per hour, maybe peaking out at 70. That is possible. It looks like we've got a traffic back up there. See our SmartWay cam. We can take that in a minute. It's not a situation where you want to be out on the roads, but I'm really watching Marshall County over the next 30 minutes or so. Cordova, a report of flooding coming in for Cordova. So that's why we said, our team has been saying all week, localized flooding, hail, tornadoes are all a threat, and of course power outages with the high winds and the situation from the ice storm. All right, tornado watch. Okay. Okay, so the tornado watch has been updated, and basically it's been expanded east. So for our eastern counties, Alcorn County, also Benton and Tippah County, and I see why they did that is because this is where the threat will be last, and I really believe it'll be before 8 o'clock, to be honest with you. But the way the storms are moving. But just know that everybody now in North Mississippi is under a tornado watch. Some of you till 6 o'clock, some of you till 8 o'clock. What we like to do is tell you when the storm is clear for your area. And so we will let you know if a tornado watch is expired for the county that you live in. And we're already seeing trends of that in East Arkansas. So if you are in St. Francis County, Cross County, Poinsett County, you are out of the woods right now. And that is good news. And we like reporting good news in cases of severe weather. Where's that backup? I'm seeing the smart, is that, 240 in Poplar. Oh, that looks miserable. Avoid this area if at all possible. There is big slowdowns over there. Something's going on. You can see the TDOT vehicle. Okay, so heading towards Walnut Grove, if you're going north on the eastbound lane of 240, that's the area where there is a slowdown. And look, there's likely to be more. We're getting reports of flooding now in Shelby County. It's just not a good time to be out and about and driving. Let's go to the outage map again and see what that is doing. And our outages are up once again, 7,400, over 7,400 customers without power. That means at least 15 to 20,000 people without power. And I can tell you that some aren't going to get it back today because things have been just so busy. But I promise you, look, MLGW has said we're going to work as hard as possible to restore power. They cannot do so, however, at this point in time with the safety of their crews. When the winds are this high, and of course part of Shelby County is under a severe thunderstorm warning until 2 o'clock. This flashing box here is a severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette County and also even further east into Hardeman County, where damaging winds right now are the primary threat. But as this line advances closer to Oxford, our tornado threat is going to go up in the southernmost counties of our region. And that is why the tornado watch has been issued. Good news is we saw a lot of rain earlier in the day. We talked about that. We've actually been talking about it all week, seeing this is one of those days that we want to see rain and we want it to be cloudy. And that was the case for Shelby County. The first thing I did when I woke up out of bed this morning is went straight to the window to see if the sun was out. And it was not, thankfully. It was just cloudy. And that was for areas from Shelby County to the west. So that's good. That's what most of the models were showing. Hey, can we pop a visible satellite imagery up? I want to see if there's just any sunshine in that area in Marshall County and Benton County, because that would be concerning if there was. We said, there it is. It looks like we're pretty clouded up. There may be a break or two in there, but the sun is starting to come out in East Arkansas, but your threat, for the most part, is over, except for the southernmost counties in our East Arkansas region. You're not out of the threat yet, but I'm not seeing a ton of sunshine here on our visible satellite. That's good news. We don't want to see sun on a day like today. And how rare is that we say that? We don't want to see sunshine, but this definitely is one of those days. There are breaks in the clouds back here in Arkansas. However, it looks like that area is in a less favorable environment now for the development of a tornado. Yes, Danielle.
Of northern Lafayette, Marshall, eastern Tate, Benton, and northeastern Panola counties until 2:30.
Okay, so what that is when the Weather Service puts out a strong thunderstorm bulletin like Danielle just read, that means that they are watching that area carefully and a severe storm could develop quickly. And we're not saying without warning because we're giving you a heads up that there could be a warning, but right now not. It's just not strong enough yet. That's why those advisories are issued. But this one is still active right here for Collierville, mainly Collierville. It will be moving out of Shelby County in about 9 minutes, or less. Actually, it looks like the worst has moved out of Shelby County. So the severe thunderstorm warning is going to be allowed to expire at 2 o'clock, if not earlier, for Shelby County. And then the focus will shift east into Fayette County and also into parts of Haywood County. You see where the red is right here. Just out ahead of that red is where the strongest winds are going to be. And like we said, up to 70 miles per hour. We're already seeing power outages in Memphis, which was expected. And let's just hope we keep those to a minimum. We had a 50 mile per hour wind gust report near Millington about a half an hour ago. So that is some verification that the storm was severe. We also had a report of a tree down and reports of flooding in Cordova. So that's why we say, look, just don't get out there. Look, this thing is going to pass. It's moving fast. In fact, it's already getting better in downtown Memphis and in Harbortown and over at Southland at the track near the Walmart on I-40. So that is good news. But this green is the area of concern where the high winds are. Like I said, over 50 miles per hour. We're now into Fayette County. You can see it's east of Collierville at the moment. So I believe the highest threat has moved out of Shelby County right now. This warning is going to expire at 2 o'clock and not be extended for Shelby County. However, it may be extended further east into Fayette and Hardeman County. So you guys still have a threat and risk of severe weather. And our counties in Mississippi have the highest risk of a tornado. Thankfully, hey, no warnings yet. We want to avoid that if at all costs. Look, we've been through a lot. The entire region has been through a lot with the snow, the ice, now the tornado watch. In fact, we had a tornado watch on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and we worked. I remember doing a Facebook Live and counting down to the new year in the studio. So from day one of this year, we have had some wild weather. It is pretty much everything. Ice, snow, severe thunderstorms. Of course, back on December 10th of last year, we had the Quad State outbreak of tornadoes that leveled a nursing home in Arkansas, hit an Amazon plant. Actually, it was the deadliest tornado in December history in the United States. So it's been pretty crazy. This system, not that system, thankfully. That's good. To be honest with you, I don't expect anything that extensive. But look, even just one is reason enough to make sure that we are watching and looking out for you, because that is our number one job, is to prepare you for severe weather and protect you in severe weather, tell you what to do, tell you what not to do. And so that's what we're doing. Not a lot of lightning here. That's good. And it looks like the threat is moving out of DeSoto County. Danielle.
There's an aerial flood advisory for DeSoto and Shelby until 4 p.m., but they have also expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette, Hardeman, Haywood, Madison, and Shelby.
Okay. So that...
They're not going to issue, it doesn't look like for North Mississippi, but they are warning that it's just a strong storm.
All right, so they have canceled that warning. There's an aerial flood advisory. I tell you what we're going to do here is we are going to pause our coverage now on ABC24.com. If we see something that start to look ominous, we will get back on here. And of course, if there is a tornado warning issued anywhere in our coverage area, we will make sure and be on the air. You can find us on ABC and you can find us on CW30 as well. So 2 channels that you have. Keep in fact, just bookmark our website now. If you're on your iPad or your phone, whatever device you're on, bookmark abc24.com. And if you haven't yet, you can download our app, ABC24. Again, that's what we're here for, to protect you in times of severe weather. And the threat is past Collierville now. We're watching this area carefully in Marshall County. So keep your browser up, keep it going. We'll be back as soon as we see a significant threat to protect you this afternoon.